Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi you guys, so I just wanted to talk about falling apart because it happens all the time, and I feel like especially with social media being so big, being so prevalent, and being just a highlight reel of everybody's lives, that nobody's talking about when everything falls apart, when everything hits the fan, nothing is working out. You just are losing yourself. You feel like you aren't even the same person anymore. You don't know if you align with the same goals anymore. You don't know if you align with the same friends, the same partner. Like, everything just feels like it's not right. Everything just feels like you thought that things, maybe they were going good. You thought that maybe, okay, this is going to be my life. Like, I'm doing okay. Like, I'm just going to build on top of this. And then everything just crumbles and you're like, what now? Like, what now? Who even am I? I've lost like this sense of identity because I was so attached to being this person's partner, being this person's friend, working here, living there. And once that goes away, you're like, that I just lost a part of myself. And that's just not the case. Things are falling apart, but that just means that everything is falling together. That just means that whatever that is that fell off, that fell away from your life, that isn't working out anymore, that you don't feel aligned with anymore, that it just wasn't meant to be forever. That was just meant to be in your life for a moment in time, and then it was meant to pass away. And there's nothing wrong with things like that happening. I feel like there's a couple of things that when things are falling apart that I like to keep in mind to be like, I'm okay. Like, even though everything is falling apart, like, I don't need to like freak out. I don't need to be out here just acting like, oh, woe is me. Like, I don't know who I am anymore, and just going into this state that you become depresso. You become a depresso espresso, and it just doesn't go away for a long time. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to go out. You don't want to see anybody. You don't want to be perceived. You don't want to like speak. You don't want to be a human being because you're like, I don't even know who I am. So how am I expected to go out into society, be this person, and I feel like I'm putting on a mask because I'm not that person. Like, you don't feel like that person anymore. Like, if you feel like your life is just like you're hitting your head against the wall, like nothing is working out, everything just doesn't feel right. Everything just suddenly doesn't feel right. It suddenly feels like you're sick and tired of being around the same people. You're sick and tired of going to this job. You're sick and tired of going to the same places over and over again. You're sick and tired of your friends. You're sick and tired of your partner. All these things, there's a reason for that. There's a reason that you feel like this blockage. There's a reason that you feel like you're not tapping into your fullest potential, like you're not being your full self, like you're not being your full person. There's a reason for that. So one of the key points that I like to keep in mind is knowing that you are just being simply stripped down to the truth. You're simply being stripped down to the bare core of yourself. You're simply just shedding away all these layers, all these things that may have been put on you throughout your adolescence, throughout your teen years, throughout your early adulthood, whatever it is, whether it came about from someone else, whether it came about because you felt obligated to do it, you felt obligated to stay with this person, you felt obligated to go to that school, you felt obligated to be friends with these people, all these things, all these layers that we put onto ourselves, and we try to make this identity. And at the end of the day, it might not actually be who we actually are. It might just be who we think that people want us to be. It might just be the person that we think is going to have friends, is going to be liked, is going to be like the life of the party, the person that isn't going to get picked on, the person that is going to get a promotion. I want to be the person that makes a lot of friends at college. I want to be the friend that I want to be this kind of partner, and I want to show up in this kind of way, and I want to go and do this kind of stuff. So you put on this persona, you put on these masks, and you put on these layers, and you realize one day when it all starts crumbling down and it doesn't feel right, that this wasn't ever really you. It wasn't ever really anything that you truly wanted for your future. It wasn't anything that you truly wanted for yourself. It was just what you were comfortable with. It was just you living in this safety net, you living in this security, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, if you want to untap your fullest potential, you have to shed those layers, and you have to let that go, and you have to get down to the raw truth of it. You have to really be honest with yourself and really look at your life and see, what are you not aligned with? And it may be really hard because you have a big heart, you love people, you can still love and care about your friends. You can still love and care about your partner and not feel aligned with that lifestyle anymore, not feel aligned with them being a part of your journey anymore. You can still love and appreciate where you worked. You can still love and appreciate where you went to school, where you grew up. But that doesn't mean that has to stay in your life forever. That doesn't mean that has to be your identity, because it's not. You are your whole self person, and you are an embodiment of all the different memories, experiences, people you come across, all these different things. They just compile you into one human being, one person, one entity. And it's ever changing, it's ever evolving. So you have to really be honest with yourself, really look yourself in the mirror, really do a deep dive into every aspect of your life and think to yourself, do I want to still be doing this 5 years from now? Do I still want to be in the same position, in the same environment, with the same person, with doing the same things? Do I still want to be going to these same places? Do I still want to have the same mentality? Do I still want to wake up every day feeling like this 5 years from now, a year from now, a few months from now? And if the answer is no, or the answer is shaky, then maybe you need to look into that. You need to figure out why. You need to figure out, what is it that I do want? What is it that I'm not seeing, that I haven't been seeing? And this is a moment in time where you can really just explore yourself. You can really just get to know yourself again, because we are always changing. We're growing up, we're aging, we're meeting new people, we're having different experiences, we're going through different failures, we're going through different successes. And that means that we're going to be changing all the time. Our thought processes, the way that we think about things, that was the same thing. But you understand what I'm saying. Like, our thought processes, the way that we see the world, the way that we interact with people, the way that we interact with ourselves, that is something that is always going to be changing. And this is an opportunity to get reintroduced with yourself. Really think about, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? What kind of person am I? What kind of life do I want to live? What kind of life do I want to experience? So my next point goes really into that. After you've really looked into everything, that you've really evaluated all these different aspects of your life, then you really need to realize that old versions of yourself just simply aren't going to fit into your new lifestyle. They just simply aren't going to fit into the lifestyle that you are aspiring to become, that you are aspiring to have into your reality. If you want to have this certain lifestyle, if you want to be with these certain people, if you aspire to be this, then you have to realize that those past version yourselves, those past layers, you have to let them go, and you have to let that past be the past. You can't live in this reality where you're just holding on to, harping on the past. You can't keep thinking about that person that did you wrong a year ago. Okay, you have to let it go. Like, things hurt. We go through traumas. We go through horrible things all the time. But that doesn't mean that it needs to hold us back from the life that we deserve to be living. Don't let anything, anyone hold you back. Don't let any kind of mindset, any kind of trauma, any kind of triggers that others have placed upon you, that experiences have placed upon you, to hold you back from your fullest potential, because it's simply not worth it. We only get one life. We only get one chance. We only get one shot at this. So if you want something, you need to go at it full throttle, and you need to do it for yourself, because that's what you deserve. Because everybody that's watching this, you deserve to be living that lifestyle that I know that you think about, you dream about, you like go through your day and you just think, I know this isn't for me. I know I'm meant for more. I know I could be doing more. I know. And when you have that knowing, you need to take that seriously, and you need to go out there and you need to realize that this is your destiny, and that there's not things that are placed upon you. The only things that are placed upon you is what you place upon yourself. Your destiny is what you write it to be. When you are outgrowing your old life, then you're outgrowing this safety net. You're outgrowing this security. You're outgrowing this comfort zone. It starts to feel like even this comfort that you once had, it now disturbs you. It now disturbs your peace. It now irks you, and now makes you mad, and now makes you upset when you wake up in the morning and you look around your surroundings. It's the same thing day in, day out. It makes you angry. It makes you annoyed when you're going through this old lifestyle in your head and it's still your reality, but you know that you should be doing something else. You know that you're just not meant for this, but you're just not there yet. And that's the toughest transition time to be in, but it's really a time to just be soft with yourself, give yourself grace, give yourself that time to really just be in the journey. Just let things come as they come, and know that you are still working towards something, even if it's not happening right now, tomorrow, next week, next month. It's gonna be okay if you don't get everything that you want right away. Because what would that even mean? If you get everything right away, you're not going to have any kind of appreciation for it. You're not going to know how to maintain it. You're not going to know how to really appreciate this lifestyle that you're coming into if you just suddenly it just falls in your lap. Okay, you have to do a little work. You have to put in a little time, unfortunately. And at the end of the day, it's going to teach you so much more, not only about yourself, but just about how to handle different situations, how to handle different struggles, how to go through things and still keep fighting, still keep having that discipline. So for my next one that I like to keep in mind when I feel like everything around me is just falling apart, everything is crumbling, I don't know who I am anymore. One of those things is that you are finally forced to let go of what was never really meant for you. Whether that be a person, whether that be a city, whether that be a state, a country, whether that be a car, whether that be your fashion sense, whether that be a school, a job. It can be literally anything. Whatever it is that you're thinking right now in your mind, that's it. That's it. I know that something pops into your mind and you think, I know that's not meant for me. And you've been still doing it because X, Y, and Z. There's a million different reasons. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be doing this forever. I don't want to be with this person forever. I don't want to be working there forever. I actually have a completely different fashion sense, and I've just been a little scared to go about it. There's all different things that we want, that we know that we are, but there's a little bit of hesitation there because you're scared. Things are scary. It's hard sometimes to feel like we're starting over. It's hard sometimes to put ourselves out there. It's hard sometimes to go into something and you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Sometimes we let go of things when there's no other option, when there's no choice. We get fired from our job. In our head, we're like, thank God. We're like, it sucks, but we're like, thank God, because I hated that job. And you might even be doing little things to try to get yourself fired because in your head, you don't want to be there, but you don't really have the courage to actually go about leaving because that's scary because now you got to look for something else. You don't know how things are going to work out. Sometimes we're putting ourselves in this uncomfortable positions unnecessarily when we can simply just dial it in, realize that this isn't something that I want, and go about it at our own pace to make steps towards making that a reality. If you don't like being with someone, but you have this attachment to them, take it slow. Give yourself grace and know that it's going to be hard to end that attachment, but for whatever reason that you want to end it, know that you know in your heart that it's not meant for you. So you might as well just start to detach yourself instead of waiting for something to come up and something to blow up in your relationship, some kind of trauma to happen to where you feel like you have to leave the relationship and you're like, oh, thank God they did that because now I have an excuse to leave. You don't have to put yourself through these sticky situations just to leave. You don't have to make yourself go through so much just to exit an environment, just to exit a situation, just to exit a relationship. It doesn't have to be this tooth and nail kind of thing, okay? Give yourself some grace. Don't make yourself have to go through things unnecessarily. And when we feel like we're going when we feel like we're going through these losses, it can feel like we're a failure. Like, it didn't work out because I did this. It didn't work out because I wasn't that. It didn't work out because I wasn't good enough. It didn't work out because this and this and this and this and this. And we go through it over and over and over again, like tapes in our head. We dream about it. We think about it day in and day out. And it's like, you didn't really lose anything. It just simply wasn't for you. And you just simply weren't aligned with it. You just simply grew out of it. Whatever the case is, it doesn't really matter. Something doesn't always have to be on you. It doesn't always have to be somebody's fault. You don't always have to look for the blame game. We don't have to do this. We don't have to be a victim just because something didn't work out. Things don't work out all the time. All the time. And that doesn't mean that somebody is out there plotting against us. That doesn't mean that the universe is out here like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make sure that this doesn't work out for them because ha ha ha, I get the last laugh. No, like, it's just realignment. It's just you realizing that you are meant for something else. It's just realizing that you are meant for something better, something that better suits you as a person. Like, this thing, it might not be anything wrong with it. There might not be anything wrong with the city that you grew up in, but that doesn't mean that you need to stay there for the rest of your life. There might not be anything wrong with the person that you're with right now, but that doesn't mean that you need to marry them. There might not be anything wrong with the job that you have, but that doesn't mean you need to retire from that place. Okay? Like, we can leave and we can readjust to things all the time because life is a flowing like river. Like, that sounds so cliche. But it's true. Life is just like always changing. It's always evolving. We're meant to be always changing. Don't think that that change is because you did something wrong, because someone else did something wrong, because they wronged me, because I'm not good enough. No, that's just not your life. That's just not who you are anymore. And that's okay. Okay, so for my next one, I have that it makes space for alignment and not for perfection. I feel like a lot of us are perfectionists. A lot of us are baby perfectionists. A lot of us are CEO perfectionists, okay? Some of us are on overdrive. Some of us are just like, yeah, I want to be perfect, but like, if I'm not, it's fine. We shouldn't be striving for any kind of form of perfection because it's simply not out there. Everybody has something. Everybody has flaws. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fails. Everybody has this, and this, and this, and this going on in their life. Okay, it doesn't matter how picture perfect this person may seem. It doesn't matter how picture perfect their marriage is, how picture perfect their vacation is, how many degrees they have. There's something. And that doesn't mean that that person is any less. That doesn't diminish anything that they have. That doesn't mean that they suddenly are a bad person or that they suddenly didn't get the degrees or they suddenly don't have all those accolades. Like, that doesn't make you less of a person just because you have flaws and you have failures. That's everyone. That's literally just being a human being. That's literally just being alive. That's literally just experiencing the world. We're all going to do something stupid. We're all going to do something so monumentally stupid that we're like, wow, that probably really altered my life. But falling apart really makes you realize that it was never about being perfect. It was never about having this perfect life. That is not the goal. The goal is not to have this picture perfect life with this picture perfect family and this picture perfect job and this picture perfect car. And no, it's all about alignment. It's all about feeling what's right for you. And that may change. It might change how you feel right now that you think is your dream life. It may be different a month from now. It may be different a year from now, and that's okay because you can adjust. You can realign. You can always be changing. You can always be making adjustments within your life because that's what we do. That's what we do as human beings. If something no longer feels like it's serving you, then that's okay. You start to stop chasing what looks good. We all may think that, oh, I want this certain lifestyle because, oh, they just look like they're having so much fun. I want this certain lifestyle because, oh, they just look so luxurious. I want this certain lifestyle because, oh, they just seem so healthy. But it might not be actually what you want. And that's okay, because we can always try things out. You can always try out different things, and if it doesn't feel right to you, it doesn't feel right to you, and you can move on, and you can know, and you can have that information to know that that just isn't for me. That's just not my cup of tea. I thought it was, but it's not. So now I can go figure out what is my cup of tea. For my last one, and like the most important one, when you're falling apart, when everything goes wrong, everything that could go wrong goes wrong, you don't know who you are anymore, you feel like you wake up, you look in the mirror, I don't know who this person is. You don't want to go anywhere, you don't want to be seen, all these different things. Those are real, genuine, deep emotions, and it feels like when you're going through these videos, it feels like it's not really a human thing. It feels like this is just like, oh, like play, and we're just like trying to like find the perfect husband, and we're just trying to like be out here being like a healthy girl, and we're just trying to have like this cute lifestyle. This is real life. This is real life, and when things fall apart, they fall apart, and it's devastating. It's not just, oh, I can pick myself back up again and I'm just gonna keep pushing because like, yeah, I want this cutesy life and I want to be this cutesy girl. Like, no, that's just not how things work. Like, when things really go wrong, when you really lose people, when you really come out of situations and you think, man, I really thought that was for me. Like, it really throws you through a loop because you start to have distrust within yourself. You start to feel like, do I even know who I am? Do I even know myself? Do I even know what's right for me? Do I even know what good people are? Do I even know what a good situation looks like? And you start to think to yourself, maybe this has all just been a facade, and you spiral and you have all these thoughts. That's hard to go through. It's hard to start over. It's really, really hard, and I never want to ever diminish that or make that seem like it's just this small thing, because it's not. This is a hard thing to be going through, and you need to have such grace with yourself, such grace. Give yourself a break, cut yourself some slack, okay? If you need to stay in bed all day, stay in bed all day. If you cut back on your hygiene because you simply can't take it anymore, cut back. And when you get back to a space where you can always get back. You can always bounce back, but give yourself time to really just sit in your feelings, really just sit in it. Because if you just keep going through and acting like nothing happened, like you didn't fall apart, you're not going to have that healing time to really be a full person, to really have these emotions be addressed, to have this be thought out, to really just have the time to think about how things worked out, to really just feel it, to cry, to just sit there in silence and just wonder what happened. Like, those things are just as important as it is as bouncing back. Feeling and sitting in an emotion is just as important as picking yourself back up again. Because you need to feel it. If you just skip past it, you're just ignoring everything. You're diminishing yourself. You're putting yourself down, and you're invalidating yourself. For my last one, I have that you begin smarter, you begin wiser, you begin more softer to yourself, you begin stronger, all these different things, because you know yourself better now. You know yourself more. You are more aligned with yourself. You have a deeper connection with yourself. You have a deeper relationship with yourself because you've really taken the time and really given yourself the space to think, what kind of life do I want? What do I want to be doing? Who am I? Not what do my parents want me to be, not what do my friends want me to be, not what does my partner want me to be, not my boss want me to be. Who am I? What do I want? This is your time to be so selfish and really just think about you, because like we like to think that being selfish is just this really horrible thing, and it's not. Like, being more selfish can honestly keep you so much more protected because you're really just thinking about yourself. You're keeping your feelings. Okay, I'm back. My battery died. But anyway, like I was saying, as you're going into this, as you're starting to go into what I really want for my new life, you go into it stronger. You go into it knowing that you're not just going to take anything, because you know what doesn't work for you. You know what's not for you. You have more clear vision. You want to only entertain things that feel aligned with you. You're no longer just BSing. You're no longer just letting things come and go just because you need like a little company, just because it feels comfortable, just because that's what you're used to. That's not what we're doing anymore. We're taking life seriously. We're taking our life seriously, and we're taking control again. You are in the driver's seat. So you guys, I hope that this video found you well. If you are falling apart right now, if you feel like everything is just trash, everything is just in the gutter, everything hit the fan, you're just like, whoa, it's me, I don't know what's going on, I feel you, and you got this. You can get through this. Just know that there is an other side to this. Just know that you are going to be okay. Just know that this is just how life is, and that things are going to fall apart again. They're probably going to fall apart over and over and over again, because that's just life. Everything is like that. Nothing is always going to be like perfect. Nothing is always going to feel like things are just, oh, like we're just living this fairy tale lifestyle. Like, no. In nature, nothing blooms all the time. Nothing blooms year round, and that's simply just how our lives are. Nothing is always going to be perfect. You're not always going to be happy. You're not always going to feel secure. You're not always going to feel like you're your best self. But that doesn't mean that you are any less. That doesn't mean that you suddenly don't deserve this lifestyle. Know that when things are falling apart, everything is really just falling into place. It may not seem like it. It may not feel like it yet, but it is. I swear, I swear, I swear. Keep going and know that you're doing so much better than you think you are. You are so much stronger than you think you are, and you can get through so much more than you think that you can. I love you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy your night, day, whatever it is for you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys.